Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for December 30, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, Haitians arrested in Portland. At least 9 Haitians were picked up by the Portland police during an early morning operation in the vicinity of Hector's River, a community located near the border of Portland and St. Thomas. The group was picked up shortly after 7 o'clock after the police were alerted by residents about the presence of strangers traveling along a road near Hector's River. Police sources said that they were unable to determine where the Haitians actually landed, but they were quick to point out that based on where the Haitians were stopped and picked up, it is likely that they have landed near the Hector's River border. So far, the Haitians have been rushed to the Port Antonio Hospital as their conditions were considered to be dire, as some appeared to be severely dehydrated and underfed. A search has been launched for more Haitians who the police said may have filtered into nearby communities. Meanwhile, the police have issued a stern warning to residents in Hector's River and the Long Road that it is illegal to harbor illegal migrants and also highlighted health concerns. Loaded gun seized in Trelawney, man arrested. The police in Trelawney have arrested a man following the seizure of a .40 Smith & Wesson semi-automatic pistol that was fitted with a magazine containing 3.40 mm rounds of ammunition in Greenwood District. His identity is being withheld pending further investigations. Reports from the Falmouth police are that about 8:55 p.m. on Thursday, lawmen were on an operation in the area when they reportedly observed the man running into a shop. The police chased him, accosted him, searched him, and found the firearm. The police team then searched the premises and found a magazine and lottery scamming paraphernalia. The man was taken into custody. Clarendon businesses brace for more losses amid extension of toll-free highway travel. Business owners in Clarendon are bracing for more losses with the continued toll-free access by motorists traversing the Williamsfield leg of the East-West Highway. The government announced an additional 3 months of toll-free travel on the new segment of the highway up to March 31, 2024. The period was extended after an initial 3 months. Operators of businesses along that stretch say over the last 3 months they have seen a significant fall-off in business. Owner of Joseph Patty's Jew Kitchen says while he is disappointed by the extension, the business has managed to survive due to his network of stores.
Our business has fallen significantly. Business fall by about half, but luckily we have more than one store, so we can survive. My sympathy goes to the persons who are one bar, one fruit stall, one coconut stall, and they're virtually on the verge of collapse right now. To get a 3-month extension again, so we're disappointed, but we can cope.
Courtney Murray, the owner of Murray's Fish and Jerk Hut, said he has also lost at least 50% of sales so far, and an extension on the toll-free usage will only compound the matters.
Hearing now that the toll road will be free for another 3 months really is of concern. Fortunately, we didn't lay off any staff because we knew it was only 3.5 months. We would be able to work with it, maybe less hours for the staff to work, but at least everybody will still have their job. Now that it's another 3 months before we can see what kind of the real impact it would have on the business is of great concern because it wasn't easy. Any business at all that you lose 50% of your sales is a great level of concern. So hearing this now, I really don't even know what to say because we would now have to wait another 3 months to see what the real impact of the highway will have on our business. So that is really bad news for us, to be honest.
New record fees welcomed by Transport Group. The Transport Authority has released approved record fees, which are to take effect on January 2. The authority says the new fees are aimed at curtailing and managing the wrecking service operation across the island. Ralston Smith, Managing Director of the Transport Authority, said the new rates will also bring order to the conduct of record operators and manage the charges for service rendered. Within 5 kilometers of a pound, the fee for a motor car will be $12,000, while it will be $22,500 for a motor truck, which includes highest and coaster buses. Any additional kilometer will attract a charge of $600 for a car and $800 for a bus. A no-key charge of $4,500 will apply to cars, while $6,000 will be applicable for buses. The Transport Operators Development Sustainable Services has welcomed the new record fees announced by the Transport Authority. Operators of public passenger vehicles have complained bitterly over what they have consistently described as excessive the fees charged by wrecking services. TOD's President Edgerton Newman expressed the relief that the contentious issue of record fees has finally been resolved.
For over a decade and a half, we have been suffering at the hands of wrecking companies who have been charging exorbitant fees to wreck PPV vehicle, and the level of corruption that was engaged in the wrecking system. We are happy that some move have been made by government to address the problem. The fees could be considered too high, but it's better you pay such a fee than you pay four times the amount, and portion of it goes into the hands of people who should not be engaged in that sort of behavior.
Cold front to bring rain across Jamaica. The Met Service says a cold front across eastern Cuba is projected to impact weather conditions over Jamaica starting Saturday evening. The forecast is for cloudy conditions with periods of showers and thunderstorms to affect the southwestern and northern parishes this evening before spreading to southeastern parishes Sunday. Shower activity is expected to continue across northern and southeastern parishes on Monday. As the island comes under the influence of the colder mass of air behind the front Sunday, cooler than normal temperatures and windy conditions are expected, especially across northern parishes, and they should continue for the rest of the week. Fishers and other marine interests should exercise caution as the sea conditions will deteriorate in the vicinity of showers and thunderstorms. Persons residing near farmlands urged to guard against the rodents. The Westmoreland Public Health Department is urging persons residing near sugarcane lands to take steps to safeguard their premises against the rodents migrating from fields during the harvesting season. Health Promotion and Education Officer for the parish, Gerald Miller, cautioned that the rodents can transmit leptospirosis, and as such, persons are encouraged to be vigilant. Leptospirosis is an infectious disease caused by the leptospirobacteria, which can potentially lead to fatal infection of the kidney, liver, brain, lungs, or heart. We want persons to secure their houses, ensure that they are rodent-proof, ensure that rats can't enter their houses, and come in contact with items in the household, which can result in the transmission of the disease, Miller implored. He pointed out that the disease is contracted and spread by eating food or handling water contaminated by the urine of infected animals, as also during the process of persons tending to these livestock. Persons can also get the illness by wading or bathing in stagnant water that is frequented by infected animals. These animals can urinate in the water, and the bacteria can penetrate the skin or the mucous membranes and get into your body. Another way of getting the disease is working in damp or muddy areas contaminated by the urine of infected animals and rats, for example, rice and the sugarcane fields, the officer further informed. Miller noted that persons most at risk of contracting leptospirosis are cane and rice field workers, farmers, factory workers, garbage collectors, slaughterhouse workers, and the persons handling infected animals. Consequently, he encourages these persons to wear the proper protective clothing while carrying out their duties and engage in hygienic practices such as hand washing. The average duration between exposure to the leptospirobacteria when signs of the disease appear ranges from 2 to 30 days. The symptoms range from the sudden onset of high fever, severe head and muscle aches, chills, vomiting and jaundice to abdominal pain, diarrhea, and rash. The disease, if detected quickly, can be cured using antibiotics. Persons with these symptoms are encouraged to seek medical attention as soon as possible. Do not stay home and use home remedies because leptospirosis can result in complications and the persons dying, which is preventable. We don't want anybody to die from a preventable disease, Miller emphasized.